So what's going on, guys? My name's Violent. Welcome to Grizz Zombies. Today, we're in Call of Duty World War II Zombies, the map, The Darkest Shore, and we're going to be unlocking the Wonder Weapon, and it's called RipSaw. Now, we're also going to be upgrading it here in this tutorial as well. So, drop a like on this video if you go on to learn something, and subscribe. Let me know in the comment section if you're new, and if anything here sparks an idea, hit me up over on Twitter at GrizzViolent. It's the best place to keep talking zombies. So last time we talked, we did talk about how to unlock Pack-a-Punch and turn on power. So if you don't already know how to do that, be sure to check the description box below. It'll take good care of you. So where we're at right now is we have Pack-a-Punch unlocked. You'll notice that right outside of that area, there is this saw part. And that's located here every single time. It's connected to this man that's been killed against this wall. Apparently his head was chopped off. But there's a saw blade there that we can pick up, and that's what we want. That's the first part. There are two parts that we're going to have to collect. There's not going to be annotations on screen because it's really easy to build this thing, and I just want to explain it as we go through it. So let's revisit the artillery bunker. This is the next area that we'll have to be into. 2B is written on the building. This is the first location located on this desk. There are 3 locations that you'll find this next part at, okay? This is the remainder of the saw, and this is the table that has the second location. The third location in the artillery bunker is located on these bunk beds. Not sure if it's bunk beds, but it kind of looks like it, and that's where we're going to be able to pick up the handle. So the handle has 3 locations in the artillery bunker. Nice and easy. You can find them here in these 3 spots every single time. We happen to find it on these bunk beds. It might just be shelving, don't quote me, but that's where you'll find it every time. So now we have to assemble it. Now that we have the 2 parts, there's only 2 parts. You would think there'd be 3, but there's not. There's only 2. And I'm going to show you the exact path that I take every time when I build this. We're going to be going into and revisiting another area called the U-boat pens. And you remember that's where we initially turned on power when we did Pack-a-Punch. So we'll be heading to that exact area, but it's going to be kitty corner to where we turned on power, and you'll see this table here, and this table is where we'll be assembling the saw. Now, to get this to become the RipSaw, we have to go through somewhat of a process, but it's a very simple process, and once you get this down once, you'll be able to get this down every single time, but we're going to have to pick it up for 2,500 jolts. Flashback real quick to the 2,500 jolts, you can see it there. So you're going to want to save up for this if you can. You can see I'm on wave 7. I did want to rack up some points while I could, some jolts. Now you're going to have to melee, right? So you aim in with the left trigger and then you attack. And if you do this correctly, an option will appear to harvest the zombie spine, and that you'll either push square or X to actually do that, depending on what console you're in. The animation will pull out the spine, and what you're looking for is a glowing Geistkraft fuse. Now that fuse is the HUD that we see when we initially started on the prologue, but what you can do is run ahead of the crowd every time and scavenge attack zombies, and that's what I did in order to pull these spines. And you're just going to spam, because it's not going to happen every single time. You'll get fuses that aren't lit up, ones that are dimly lit up, but there is a clear indicator that we're going to be looking for, and I'll tell you what that is. I'll even show you, I'll zoom in on it, where you'll have a timing display that you need. And once you have that, that's when you need to go actually back to the table. So we're going to achieve that right now. You're going to see it pop up in the lower left corner. It's the actual fuse that's lit up and working. So on the lower left corner, what you see pop up is a duration meter. Now you only have a certain amount of time to achieve this and reach the table again. So the table isn't that far away if you don't go too far away. I just sort of went out of my way to get ahead of the crowd that was spawning behind me so I could actually do scavenge attacks, because you can get killed doing that pretty easily. But we're going to go back to the table now. Now none of what we did was just hard. We're going to place the weapon parts, and this is the hardest part of actually upgrading the weapon. So we have this wonder weapon called the saw. We're going to be upgrading it to the RipSaw. Since we placed the weapon part, now we're allowed to charge it. So all this is like filling a soul box, and the soul box is pretty much located at the table. So anywhere in a certain diameter will allow you to do this. So you don't want to be too far away, otherwise you won't be able to charge it. Now I found myself running into trouble using standard weapons because on wave 8 I don't have a pack-punched weapon. But you can do the melee with the saw, and it's a one-shot kill and it will charge. So just be careful of where you're at, and eventually you're going to find that it's going to stop charging. And that's your indicator right here. It stopped charging. and that's your indicator that it's done. And that's all you have to do to go pick it up. So now all you have to do is buy it for 500 jolts. It's not nearly as much. When you first pick it up, it's 2,500 jolts. Now it's only 500 jolts to pick up the actual upgrade for the saw. Now we have the RipSaw, and we have the extra abilities attached to it. Now I know if you plan to go on and beat the actual Easter egg here on the Darkest Shore, you will need to have this weapon upgraded fully, because when you shoot out the actual blade, there are parts of the Easter egg step that require this ability. And also, it's just nice to have as a side weapon. It doesn't actually fill a slot. It replaces your melee, so you can always pull this out. And if you have it upgraded, then you have an upgraded melee weapon that has a charge ability. It can shoot saw blades at people, and you know, it's just a swiping. It swipes them in half. And I'm not sure at what round it becomes a 2-swipe, if you know what I'm saying. I don't know exactly what round that occurs on now. I have this upgraded fully, and I wanted to get this out to you as soon as possible, but in a manner where this video was done correctly, so it's nice and easy to understand. So if you're looking for a place, a Zombies channel that covers patch notes, all the game data and meta as we move forward, and also the news moving day in and day out, this is the place for you. So be sure to subscribe, join the notification squad so you get all my updates as I push them out. It'll be pushed right to your cell phone. DLC 1 has only just released on PS4. It's coming to Xbox in about 30 days. We have the orders tab that is coming. I'm not sure if it's actually available yet. I'm too busy in this map to be checking on that, but I will get to it in due time. So let me know where you guys are currently at in this map and how far you've gotten in the Easter egg. As for my first impressions, I'm absolutely going to say camouflage is the god tier ability to be using on this map. I'll see you in the next one. Violent out.